We're live. Hey, stream team. Hello, everyone. I just can't get used to being so close. I can't get used to it. But I like it. I think I'm growing to like it. All right, tonight is a fun night. Last night was epic in the stream. It was an epic record-breaking night last night in terms of views in the 10,000s and super chats and cash apps just overflowing with generosity. I had to pinch myself that I was experiencing reality last night. So tonight is, I don't think tonight can top last night. I'm ready for it to top last night, but I don't think it can happen. So what I'm going to do to make tonight equally as fun is talk about some of my favorite kitschy classic movies. Now, last night I was all about positivity and positive mindset coaching, but tonight this is just a good bit of fun, hanging out and talking about movies that give me a chuckle, that are fun, that are kitschy in the sense that they're like irreverent and kind of like, what's the word, stylistically extreme, right? These are the kind of movies that, on the one hand, they're art, but there's something funny about them, I think, because they're so indicative of the time that they were created in. So when you watch them now, or any other time than like the immediate decade they were created in, they have this strange, almost nostalgic kind of magic. So those are the movies we're going to be talking about. 3 that I'm featuring this time. This could be recurring because I love movies from all different times periods. But the first one came to mind because of the passing of Giorgio Armani. And I was going to get into this movie when I did the stream 2 nights ago, where I talked about the passing of Mr. Armani. But that stream ended up detouring into all kinds of craziness. David Mordecai, what's up? David Mordecai, how about 1,000 super chats instead? But I'll take it. Tom Doe, hey Tom, thank you. NBA City's back. NBA City, where you been? Welcome back. Oh, you guys are reminding me. Let me put my payment gateway information into the chat. And I got a request for a Bitcoin address. The Bitcoin address is back. That's back in the stream now too. So let me quickly jump into the stream before I finish talking about the movies. So I'm talking about cool movies. Kuzi, what's up, Kuzi? What? Where am I from? Are you asking where I'm from, Kuzi? I'm in the US of A. Brian Lim, my pro mod, is here. Brian, were you here for all the craziness last night? Did you see how Cacket went off last night? Turkey, all right. Turkey's in the house. All right. Got our first country, Turkey, stepping forward. Brian, it was crazy. Cacket gave so much money, it was like over the top. Okay, you were here. Right. I didn't know if you stayed for the whole thing. Sophia gave away 6 more channel memberships. it was an epic night. I got amazing cash apps. It was crazy. It was crazy last night. All right. So tonight will be fun, I hope. I don't know if anything can top last night, but at least we'll have a good time tonight. Aiden Moncrief, you're in the USA too. Okay, where are you, Aiden? As I get into the stream, so I can pin my information to the chat. And I don't know where Cacket is. I feel some type of way now. Like, I was expecting Cacket to write me a little note. Everything is growing, takes time. Yes. Oh, you missed NBA City. Just for giggles. Look at last night's stream. It was epic. It was crazy. 10,000 views. So many people were in here. It was the most like abundant, magical night last night. Super chats, cash apps. Cacket went off and sent like hundreds of dollars in his super chats. It was crazy. Okay, it was crazy, and it was just crazy. Tony Montana, I appreciate the love. I hope like button presses go along with all of that love. Anyone who's here and likes the stream, let's do it for realsies with the thumb press. Thank Michael Neal. Okay, 2 things, Michael Neal. First of all, the Bitcoin address is in effect tonight. Second of all, you didn't send me a link to your blog. So I'm Googling your name, looking for a blog. Now, either you are a famous portrait artist or I found the wrong blog. So I don't know. So Are you a famous portrait artist, Mr. Neil, or did I find the wrong blog? And if I found the wrong blog, what is the right blog? So I can give you your promo, sir, as I pin my payment gateway information to the chat. Let me do this. Let me pin this. Boom. Frank, I just got on 5 minutes ago. Oreo! That is my earliest in-stream super chat. Okay, I like the way this is trending. I love showing up and 5 minutes in, getting hit with a super chat. Oreo's back. Thank you, Oreo. Oreo last night was magical. Did you see last night's stream? The super chatting was epic and wonderful. Like, whoop whoop. Yes. You already put the cash up. Thank you, Brian. You're back. I love the way you announce yourself, Oreo. I love when people make an entrance like yours. Oreo just showed you how to make an entrance after a hiatus from attending in the chat. That's how you make an entrance, okay? Stanley Cup, you sound broke and you sound misogynistic, okay? Why do you want to treat women so badly, Stanley Cup? Is it because mommy didn't treat you well? Did you not get nursed for long enough? Did some girl break your heart in high school and not go to the prom with you? Did a woman cheat on you? What happened? Or what happened, Stanley Cup? No, I'm not, Stanley Cup. I gotta act out, show up. I gotta show up and show out. This is my live stream, and I make sure it's a good time for all. This is fun entertainment. Frank Bedford's here. All right. And Stanley Cup, if you want to dictate my actions, you got a super chat. If you want to tell me what to do, that means you want to be my boss. And if you want to be my boss, you got to pay the cost to be my boss. Otherwise, that's getting deleted. What am I talking about? Eye for an eye. This is going to be a fun night. Last night I had my most record-breaking, most lucrative live stream ever, okay? It was epic. I'm still recovering. I'm still kind of in shock. But in order to make tonight fun, and especially since tonight is Saturday night, I don't want to do anything too serious. So I'm talking about my favorite kitschy fun movies. 3 of them. All from I think they're from the 70s and 80s. I love movies from bygone eras. So we're talking about American Gigalo. And that one I'm thinking of because it featured all of the wardrobe was done by Giorgio Armani, who just recently passed. So that's how that one made the cut. Then there's Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then there's also number 3, Harold and Maude. So we're gonna talk about all 3 of those. And then I'm gonna invite you guys to share any of your kitschy classic movies that you wanna talk about too. This is just a fun, kitschy classic movie night. And I think now that I have so many channel memberships, I'm gonna organize some sort of little movie night, I think, in the Discord. So I'm gonna send Discord invites to the channel members who have signed up. So if you are a channel member and you're watching this, send me your email address. Send me your email address so that I can send you a Discord invite. And we're gonna have a movie night where we're gonna watch clips. I'm gonna show you some clips from some of my favorite kitschy classic movies and talk about it. Because you can do these cool hangout rooms in Discord. So the Discord is going online. Okay. Why did last night happen equals reframed your camera angle to show your full glory. Oh, you think so? You think, Fred? Maybe, Frank. I mean, thank you for the tip. Whoever, you and Sophia both were saying that I needed to adjust. So Frank, thank you for the consulting. I guess you're right. I guess you're right. You were right, Frank. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Oh, Discord. Okay, so Discord it's interesting because I wasn't as hip on it as anyone else's, but Discord is actually basically a way to have an invite-only online community. So you know how basically everyone's saying dead internet theory, where the internet is going to be inundated by bots, there's not going to be real people. So because I think as a reaction to that, people have started having their own Discords. So Discord is like an online community space, almost like your own private Reddit. I guess that's one way of describing it. So it's like you have a curated room, like a room or a place online, like your own little Reddit, where people can show up. But unlike Reddit, where it's just texting, in a Discord, they have hangout rooms. So you can go into one of my hangout rooms inside my Discord, and you could use your video cameras on your laptops and speak to other people in the stream. Or you could play a video game together, like if you're a Robloxer or you play some other Call of Duty, you could use, the platform of my Discord as a place to play a video game with another person. Or you can enable your voice, and we could all talk in that room as opposed to just chat. So it basically just gives you this sort of like online room where you can invite people and have a space. And lots of people have curated private Discords. I think that's going to be the new thing. It's almost like having a private club online. And I think it's the future of the internet as we move into this time where there's so many bots and there's so much artificialness going on. It's one of the only ways to make sure you're talking to real people. So I'm creating a Discord space that will have verified only real people. And for now, there's no mods. It'll just be, you can be in there talking freely. Now, if people start acting up, I'll have to put mods in there. But for now, it'll just be an open forum for people to hang out and do stuff in. And then I can go in and I can show you stuff. I can come on camera. I can show you clips of things. I could say, I'm going to show you Netflix. If I basically I can share my computer screen there, so I could, anything I'm showing on my computer I can show to you. So it's really cool. I'm still learning about it. Like I'm a newbie too with this whole Discord thing, but I wanted to set one up. It was recommended to me to do it as a perk for my channel members. So it's new, but I'm gonna start doing stuff over there. Also, we could have like a poker night over there. There's all kinds of things. So, but the first I think we'll do some kind of movie night. Okay, so let's see. Pad Collins. Yes. Oh, that's true, Frank. I could do that too. Frank, you're the ideal Dia man. Where are you getting all this? Frank, do you work in marketing? Okay, let's see. Inksta. You're real people. Prove your authenticity, Inksta, with a super chat. You want to be in my Discord? Oreo, I would love to send you an invite to my Discord, but it's for channel members only. So the only thing holding you up, sir, is $4.99. For that $4.99, you could be enjoying all kinds of content with me romping around in my bikini, and you can get an invite into my Discord. Are you gonna let the price of a cup of coffee stop you from having that awesome experience in your life? Texas Hold'em, Inksta. I don't know. Okay, here, confession. I don't actually know how to play poker. So I'll be like the poker room host initially until y'all teach me how to play. But it'll be fun for me to watch y'all play, and you can teach me how to play. I don't play blackjack though. We could do blackjack too. Okay, let's see. You can help me, Jay? Okay. J.H. Low. Have lied me too. Oh, that's right. Okay, there's another online way to live stream called Live Me. Now, what I've done some research into Live Me. I have a Live Me account set up, but I haven't started going live there. Now, the deal with Live Me is it's more global. Like, I find when I looked at Live Me's numbers, the analytics on Live Me, it seems to really be very popular in Asia and certain parts of Eastern Europe. It's not as popular in the United States for whatever reason. However, it's another revenue generating platform that allows you to live stream, which is what I do. And what I've noticed about Live Me is that YouTube live streams are more structured, like there's talking. YouTube live streams have this like show quality, like this show business, like it's a show. It's a podcast quality. But with Live Me, it's very candid. It's just people like eating breakfast with the camera on. It's just people like going about their normal lives, but they're live. So I have to kind of decide if I'm going to do Live Me, how to differentiate what I do here with what I'm going to do on Live Me. I need a plan. Like with YouTube, I had a plan. I was like, I got a show. With Live Me, I don't really have a plan. So if I'm gonna do Live Me, I have to have a way of approaching it. I'm thinking of approaching it more like vlogging, just like having an ongoing vlog. Like if you wanna just take a peek into my day, you can follow me on Live Me. But I haven't started doing that yet, but I will promote it and add that link to my channel once I figure out what my strategy for it is. James, I've got something way, way, way better. I've got my YouTube private videos. My YouTube private videos. It's the secret menu of my YouTube channel. And you can get into it for as low as $4.99. For $4.99, you can see some of the exclusive content. And for $9.99, you can see all of the exclusive content. I'm gonna drop a link right now for you to become a member of my channel. However, if you're on laptop, it's perfect. The link will be live and you can just click through and become a member of my channel. If you're on laptop, if you're on mobile, the link won't be live. So you would need to open up a browser, go to my YouTube channel homepage, and hit the join button. But when you join, you get immediate access to my private content. Now, to be fair and to be clear, it is not nude and it is not lewd, but it is very appealing to the male gaze, very sexy. It is thong bikini beach content. Me romping around in my bikini, talking about fitness, going about my life, hanging out in the sauna, things like this. So I think you should get into it. It's way better than OF. It won't fry out your dopamine centers. It'll encourage you to use your imagination and you're gonna have fun with it. Yeah. Oh my God, Brielle's here. Brielle. Wait, Sophia's here? Wait, I missed stuff. People came in. I gotta go back. I see Brielle. I don't see Sophia. Where? I see Brielle saying hi to Sophia, but I don't see Sophia here. Oh, Sophia's here. Oh, Sophia, you're a sweetheart. I'm gonna try and come on earlier, but my life is crazy. But hopefully tomorrow I can come on earlier and start coming on earlier. You're right, eye for an eye. No, I still want to maintain privacy, so I would be careful about it. That's why I haven't done it live me yet, because I don't know how to approach it. I need a strategy for it that is protects me, but also it's entertaining. So until I come up with a strategy for it, I won't be doing it. But Brian reminded me that that is something I do want to explore eventually. You saw me, Great Game Bread? Okay, if you say so. Oh yeah, I mentioned, okay, Brielle, did you see last night's stream? Sophia has been so generous with everyone. She gifted all of these channel memberships. Now I have all these channel members. Anyone who's a channel member, Sophia included, please use the email address on my channel homepage to send me your email address, because I want to invite you to my Discord. So I want you give you all Discord invites. La 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 la. And I haven't seen Kakit. I feel like Kakit probably has like a splitting headache and a hangover and a migraine, and he's somewhere being like, what the hell did I do last night? I woke up this morning feeling guilty, like, I hope Kakit didn't wake up this morning with regrets and like a headache. Oh, really, Zube? Well, if you do, I'm seeing a lot of professions of love in the stream, but I would like to get some like buttons presses. Like, if you're gonna come in here talking about love, then please press the like button. Please do that. That is the best way to show your love. That is well, it's the second best. The first best way is Cash App, PayPal, or Super Chat. And then the next best way to show your love is with that like button pressing. So please double tap the center of your phone to like it. Thank you. Or if you're on laptop, the like button's right down there. Find that thumb and press it. Thank you. Yes, Brielle, I'm sorry you've been, I'm glad you're here tonight, Brielle. Exactly. And this is so, okay, last night we got 143 people last night, which was good. Still not my best. The best so far is 289, but last night we got 143. However, last night was record breaking in terms of revenue for the stream. It was just like abundance flowing. 888, Sophia, numerology speaking, abundance was flowing last night. Let's see. You need festivals? What are festivals? Frank, I don't know. I feel like he's busy with Tylenol and like dealing with his hangover, because he had to have been intoxicated last night. Okay. Okay, you're gonna get me where, Game Bread? Oh, you think so, Sophia? Okay. You put the thank you, Brian. I don't, Oreo. I mean, I'm up for doing it because I have so many gamers in my stream that I would consider it, but I've never played before. I'm a video game virgin. I've never played. Everyone keeps telling me I should play Mario Kart. Like, that's the one to start with if you've never played anything before. Or, but then I thought I might like one of the combative games like Call of Duty. You left your blog on my IG. Okay, because I couldn't find it. Okay, because I don't check my IG every day. Okay, all right. So I couldn't find it. So I will look at your blog tonight. Then I'll look at it tonight, and then I'll talk about it tomorrow, and put a link to it tomorrow. Because I couldn't find it today. I was like, he didn't give me a link. And then I Googled, and I was like, I see a Michael Neal, but I don't think this is him. So, okay, now I know where to find it. All right, no worries. No worries. Oh, wait. And Frank, you have to tell me how you're so knowledgeable. Okay. You're Ryan, 37 from Canada. Drops of Jupiter. Hey, Ryan. Okay, Canada's in the building. Wait, what was the other country? Oh, Turkey. Turkey and Canada are the two countries that have announced themselves tonight so far. What is it? Oh, yes, I do, James. I do offer private one-on-ones. Let me drop that link for you. James, who's asking, let me drop that link. Would you like a private audio call or video call? Which one? Here's the audio calls are very affordable. Let me drop that link. I'm dropping all the links for the inquiries I'm getting. Audio calls and video, and both of these are on summer rates, okay? These are like very affordable pricing for the summer. Get into it before it gets busy in the fall. So there's the audio, and then, wait, book an audio call. I need to find the book a video call link. Let me find that book a video call. I gotta find the video call link. Which one are you more interested in, audio or video? Of course, Praveen, go ahead and send me a cute little super chat, and you can send it in rupees if you need to, and I'll be more than happy to give you a fit check. Obey's back. Hey, John Allen, welcome back, and lucky you, sir. Things are only getting better and better in this stream. Okay. What is the best way to ask out a girl? Eye for Eye is asking me. Or I'm going to answer Eye for Eye's question, and then I'm going to talk about my favorite Kitschy classic movies. And if anyone else has a question, I'm going to need you to super chat it, and I'll be more than happy to detour in any direction the super chats want to take us. The best way to ask a girl out. It depends on the context. Like, are you, is this like a first date? You don't know her at all. She's a complete stranger. Is this someone you work with, like a colleague? Is this someone you know friendly, or you have like common acquaintances? The kind of date you ask the person out on kind of matters on how you know them. But I always think the best way is just to be direct. Like, just state your intention and say, I think, give them a compliment about either their appearance or whatever it is about them that draws you. If it's a guy, it's probably the appearance. But you can say, think you're lovely, beautiful, gorgeous, whatever word you want to use, or, you know, fascinating if you don't want it to be about appearance, or really intriguing. I would love to have dinner with you. Are you available to go? Like, have a plan. That's the other thing. Women love a man with a plan. Don't just be like, what are you doing this week? No, be like, I find you so whatever, gorgeous, intriguing, interesting, fascinating, whatever you want. I would love to have dinner with you this weekend. Would you come to, say, the restaurant with me? You know, and then that gives her, like, she'll be like, oh, like you plan, you have intention, sir. You're a man with a plan. That makes it so much more likely you're gonna get a yes, because you're offering an experience. You're not just saying, doing something, you want to do something with me? That just sounds like, no, I don't. You don't have any plan. You don't have any, like, you haven't put any forethought into this. This isn't really important to you, so why should it be important to me? If you come with a plan, that's what I would suggest. What is this? What's going on? Protector Spears. I'm going to tell Protector Spears what this channel is about, because he might be one of the only other people that are relatively new. And then I'm going to go back to the topic. And if you want to get me off topic, the way to get me off topic tonight, henceforward, is to super chat your question. And you can literally super chat for 99 cents. So I don't want to hear any excuses. Not one excuse. All right, so here we go. Last ad hoc question. Last unchatted question. What's the channel about? Okay, so the channel has several what they call content pillars. So I have fitness content to help you get in shape. So there's a whole playlist on my channel of that. I have guided meditations to help you get your mind in shape, to help you get mentally strong and focused so that you are unmoved. So when people try and like give you bad juju, negative energy, trigger you, you remain placid and still and focused, right? So there's guided meditation content. You heard those two, fitness, guided meditation. Then I have social commentaries where I talk about the problems that are going on in our world and how they're affecting us and how we can maybe fix them. Among the topics covered in those are, things like the trouble with work, the trouble with, the whole capitalist system and the way that we've designed work and how that affects our lives. So that's a big topic. So those content pillars, again, we've got fitness content, guided meditation content, social commentaries. We also have a fun fictional series that I created, me getting into my creative, like director mode, a series where I'm your AI robot girlfriend. It's called Made for You. And if you want to see me be your robot girlfriend and further, like it works on that level where I'm your AI robot girlfriend. But it also works because it's basically social commentary disguised as fiction. And it explores what's going to happen in our society when the inevitable happens where AI in the form of robots or other humanoid-like creations start serving the role of intimate partner for humans. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. And the series was inspired by me seeing it in real life already. So get into that series on my playlist. So those are already 4 content pillars we covered. And the last one is this nightly live stream that I've been doing for over 300 nights in a row as a way of building community for my channel. I really wanted to create a global community where people from all over the world could come together and hang out. And it's happening. I've been visited by by 70 countries since I started live streaming approximately 320 days ago. And I'm not stopping. I do it every single day and I really enjoy it. And I love the community that's begun to form around it. And we're thriving over here. So get on board. Okay? Okay. Now, I'm gonna talk about these movies. Okay, anyone who has any compliments, please, I appreciate all compliments when they're stated in a very gentlemanly way. But what I really love is if you're gonna give a compliment, can you please give a like button press too? When you give the like button press with your compliment, it's like you're letting the algo know that you appreciate being here, and it really helps this beautiful baby channel. All right, so I'm gonna now jump into talk about my favorite kitschy classic movies from bygone eras. And if anyone else wants to, we can do that. What ain't working, Tommy? What ain't working? Are you not employed? Is that why you're not gifting my stream? Is that what's going on? Is that why you haven't super chatted? Is that why you couldn't follow? Okay. What was I gonna say? So, first one. Do a flip, CODM. CODM and I have a running joke. Every time he comes in here and asks me to do a flip, and I cannot do a flip. This setup that I'm in currently, I'll try and show you a little bit more of it. This setup does not allow me to do a flip. I don't really have room to do a flip. So it's our little joke. And I appreciate, see that cute little Cash App? That's how you do it around here. That's how you do it. That's how you stimulate the algo and let this channel have a great night. Right. Okay. American Gigalo. Now, the reason that movie came up in my mind was because Giorgio Armani passed, and he's a fashion designer, and he designed all of the clothing in that movie. If you've never seen that movie, it's really funny because, well, it's funny and fun and kitschy, and it stars Richard Gere and Lauren Hutton, and it has all fashion by Giorgio Armani. And the reason I like the movie is because it's one of the few movies in American culture, I think, where the male is objectified. Like normally in American movies, the woman's objectified. Like usually the lead of the movie or the romantic lead's object of interest is a woman. So you see a woman being this object of beauty, and usually in American movies where it's all about her and how she looks and her hair and her wardrobe and how either she is just this, magnetic creature that we all want to follow through the movie, or there's some man who's obsessed with her, and that's what the movie's about, like Bo Derek and 10, right? Like that kind of thing. But in American Gigolo, the 10 is a man. And so I like it just because it kind of turns the traditional roles on its head, where you see a movie where it's all sexually objectifying the man, not the woman. And so that's what's really interesting about that movie to me. And so it's all about him. It's all about his wardrobe. It's all about him as a object of desire. The movie opens with him working out. So I think that's why I like the movie. Like I can't think of another American film that was really popular and that was really successful and kind of like culture defining, that actually took the male protagonist and made him the object of beauty and the object of desire. So that's why I think that movie is very unique and special in that way, in that it was all about man as object. And something about seeing a man objectified really gives you perspective about when women are objectified in the movie, because we take it for granted that the woman's going to be objectified, but it's only when you see it being done to a male protagonist that it kind of like, it gives you some insight. So I always refer to that movie. Let's see. Brielle saying it's like Jennifer's Body, but that movie has a plot. Yeah, well, this movie has a strong plot. Like there's a plot because the male protagonist, who's also an object of beauty, is you know, he's being framed for a crime. And he's a gigolo, right? So not only is he a male object of beauty, but he's essentially a male prostitute for women, which is kind of like every man's dream, I think. He's being paid to have sex with older women, essentially. So he's like a boy toy, as you know, and a very glamorous, high-end boy toy, but a boy toy. And so it's just really fun. And also the things that make it fun to watch as well are the fashion by Mr. Ormani. Like everything's very like, you know, 80s chic, like just these very like tailored but like loose kind of clothes. And then also the soundtrack. So the soundtrack is like lots of Deborah Harry and like Blondie. And the scene that I think of from the movie is like, you know, the male beauty item, like the male Ken doll figure in his, you know, convertible Mercedes, driving around to call me anytime, you can call me any day or night. Because he's essentially like a male call girl, but boy, so I guess he's like a call boy. But anyway, it's really interesting just because it is a inverse of what we normally see in society in movies, right? Right. And then what was the second one? Okay, Rocky Horror Picture Show. That is the other one that I'm featuring. Now that one's really crazy. Like there's no other movie. I don't think there's been a movie like it before or since, and probably never will be again. But it's a musical, which already is kind of like, what? Like, I feel like musicals ended in the 50s. So the fact that there was like a musical that came out in the 70s is kind of miraculous. Which one? American Gigolo isn't funny. It's a drama. It's a drama, and it has like, you know, it has suspense and scary moments, and it's about kind of heavy subjects, but it's something kitschy about it, like at the same time, because it's about a man who's like an object of beauty and a prostitute for women. So it works on both of those levels as like a serious drama, but then also as this sort of kitschy romantic romp. And then and also it takes place in Beverly Hills in the 80s. And so there's just something about, it's like a time capsule of 80s excess, you know, so there's that too. It's interesting for that reason. And then what was the second one? Oh, Rocky Horror, right. So that one's from the 70s. That's a musical, and it's very theatrical. It's almost shot like a play. It's very hard to describe because there's really nothing else like it. But the lead character is a transvestite, and which at the time that came out was kind of like absolutely, you know, just the height of deviance and decadence and perversion. Like it was very outside of societal norms. Now we are used to people like transitioning and all of this going on as like just a matter of course. But at that time, it was pretty outlandish to have that be the lead of the film. So it already starts off that way. And then it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it because it's so zany. I guess it's like a zany comedy musical about just like life and fantasy. It's undescribable, and it kind of took on its own life and became a cult classic in the 70s, and I think also well into the early 80s. You can still find it played at like classic movie theaters occasionally now, but if you can ever find it in an actual movie theater, it's worth going into a theater for. And if you can't, I know you can purchase it for viewing on YouTube. But there are some absolutely iconic musical numbers. I almost don't want to give it away, but it's a very, very special wacky, crazy film. So if you've never seen it before, I highly encourage you to see it. With someone who you think is like a cool person, and it's a good time. It's one of those ones where you'll watch it together and you'll be talking throughout it and having fun and hopefully singing along with some of the songs, some of which have amazing lyrics, because the lead character is all about decadence and pleasure. Like he's this pleasure seeker, and it's sort of like the Dr. Frankenstein story, but done in this very theatrical, very sexually free kind of way. Frank, this is that's Rocky Horror. First I was talking about American Gigolo, and then now I was just talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show. And then the last of the three romps that I'm going to talk about is a film called Harold and Maude. Who's seen that one? Why Would He Love Me, John Allen? And he's no longer with us. Isn't he the comedian who passed away? John Allen is saying Patrice O'Neal would love this girl. Why would he love me? And are you referring to the deceased comedy great? We'd have a war? Y'all gotta explain this. Okay, Harold and Maude, right? That's what I'm talking about, Oreo. Now, anyone who hasn't seen Harold and Maude, this is another one. And if you notice, there's I didn't realize it, but as I'm telling you about these films, there's a theme running through it. Because with American Gigolo, I liked it because it was, a reversal of what we normally see. Instead of a female protagonist who's sexually objectified, it was a male protagonist who's sexually objectified. And in Harold and Maude, it's about an extreme age gap relationship. Now, we see that all the time, especially if you're in Florida, you'll see it. You'll see it in LA as well a lot. In New York as well too, but definitely a lot in Florida. Extreme age gap relationships, but normally you'll see a much older man, decades older, with a young, attractive woman. Like that is very common. But Harold and Maude is about a young man. I think he's early 20s, like under 25. A young man and a much older woman. I think Maude is like maybe in her 50s or 60s, and he's in his, I would say maybe she's in her 60s, and he's in his, I would guess early 20s, right? And so at the time, that was an unheard of situation. And Harold is this sort of angst-ridden, privileged, kind of like Nepo baby, who's just like a somewhat, angst-ridden to the point that he's thinking of checking up on out of here. And then he encounters Maude, and she's sort of a mentor figure for him, but also becomes his reason for sticking around. And it's a very strange thing to see depicted on film. A elderly woman, essentially, because she appears elderly relative to him, and this young man. And although there's no extreme scenes of them being intimate, just the idea of them having any kind of like romantic overtone to their interaction, and there very much is that. It's controversial, it's a little disturbing, but kind of there's something fascinating about watching the dynamic. And I think it sheds a lot of insight on the reverse type of age gap relationships we see. It's very almost passe or common to see, a man and a woman many decades younger, like no one thinks anything of it. But to see the reverse is somehow shocking. And so I love seeing that reversal on film. Okay, now I gotta go back and see, did anyone say, well, wait, what is this Patrice stuff? The director of Harold and Maude is also the director of Shampoo and Another Good Classics. Okay, yeah, that's another kitschy classic too, which is like, I vaguely remember, I know Shampoo stars Warren Beatty as this hairdresser. At a time, and the time that movie came out, like it was like hairdresser as celebrity. You know how there's like celebrity chefs now? Well, I guess like in the late 70s, early 80s, there were late 70s, early 80s, there were celebrity hairdressers, right? Like Vidal Sassoon and Paul Mitchell, and like hairdresser was like another category of celebrity during that time. And so he plays this Beverly Hills hairdresser who is heterosexual, which now I don't think we make that association, but he was heterosexual, and he was having, love affairs with his clients. So it's, that's what it was about. But there's something kitschy and classic about that, because at this point in time, we don't have like celebrity hairdressers currently, at least none that I can think of that are known like widely or nationally. And we also don't really, I think we also now associate hairdressing as being a profession for men who prefer men. So it's a very, very unique, special little moment in history that was captured with that film, and it's worth seeing. Again, it shows this sort of like excess and decadence. It was shot in Los Angeles. It takes place in Beverly Hills, so it definitely has that American Gigolo feeling because you have this man as the beauty. Like Warren Beatty is the, although he's having affairs with beautiful women, he himself, the way the film is shot and the way he is depicted, he is the sex object. He is the sex symbol. So in both of those movies, Shampoo and then American Gigolo, it's the male that's the sex symbol. And I always get a kick out of movies that do that because I really feel like when they make that switch, it gives you a lot of insight about the way that women are portrayed in our society, in media. I don't really understand why there's like twice as many people here as there are like buttons. Can we get some of that double tapping on the center of the phone going? Tappity tap. Let me scroll up. And what is all this Patrice talk? I'll have to read that later. I don't know why y'all are saying I should, Patrice would like me. Thank you, Jordan LaHood. La 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 la. And why would we have a war? What? Okay. Not Kitschy, but I like Kramer versus Kramer. Another movie broke through. Yes, that one's because that was a movie about divorce, and that was a movie where the mother left the family, which was like unheard of. Usually, especially up in the 80s, at that point, if there was a divorce, you would assume that the mother would have the children and the father would be the one leaving the home. That was a movie where the mother said no mas, and she left the kid with the father and broke out, pieced on out. And it was about the father trying to raise his son without the mother, and the mother just bailing on the relationship. And so that was a very interesting movie. Absolutely. War of the Roses is Frank's choice. I'm aware of that movie. That is a movie from, I believe, the 80s with Michael Douglas. And it was about a couple that was just having like this epic divorce battle. And I think something about the 80s, I feel like the 80s movies, so many of them were about divorce. Maybe because it was the decade when divorce became normalized. And up until that point, it was like this taboo thing in our culture where people just didn't get divorced. Like they stayed married. You were just supposed to stay married. And I feel like the 80s was a time where like divorce became normalized, and there was lots of movies about, families breaking up. Again, Fatal Attraction. Yeah. The Breakfast Club. Oh, is that you? I don't know if I would consider Breakfast Club kitschy. Although maybe it is at this point. I'd have to go back and see it. I remember it. It was like an 80s movie. Almost, it was like it was about a friend group. So I guess it was almost like a Friends precursor. It was about a friend group and the years immediately following college, and how there's this kind of like this drop off a cliff disillusionment that happens when you leave, graduate from college. You have everyone's like all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and assuming they're gonna have these fabulous bright futures. And this movie, oh no, I'm thinking of St. Elmo's, not Breakfast Club. Sorry, I'll finish on St. Elmo's. And that movie, St. Elmo's, which is what I was describing up until this point, is about the kind of aftermath where all of the high hopes have not been realized. It's now, I think, like 4 or 5 years after college, and no one's doing what they thought they were doing, and the mundanity of regular life has kind of settled in, and all the bright stars and dreams of graduation day are started to fade. So that's what that movie's about. Hola, Liam. How do we define kitsch? Now kitsch is tough to define, and it's interesting because I remember the Met Gala, I think either last year or the year before, the theme of it was kitsch. And kitsch is an interesting thing. It's sort of like, it's style and humor and kind of like camp. It goes right, I guess camp and kitsch are like go hand in hand with each other, and they're very tough to define. Let me get some help on, it's one of these things where like I definitely know what they are, but to put words into describing them is very difficult for me. So let me get some dictionary definitions for both of these. So for kitsch, let's see how we're defining kitsch. Definition of kitsch is All right, so Webster's calls kitsch something that appeals to popular or lowbrow taste and is often of poor quality or poor condition. So it's the common man's, it appeals to the common man. So what makes it kitschy. And then let's also look at, what the word I said? Kitsch and camp. Camp definition. So let's so camp, campy definition. Okay. Okay. Camp is absurdly exaggerated, artificial, or affected in a usually humorous way. So yeah, I'm thinking of kitsch and camp as one, like kitsch in the sense that it appeals to the common man. It's not something that is erudite or esoteric. It's kitsch. It's like mass appeal, right? And then camp, it's like absurd, it's exaggerated, it's over the top, it's, played for laughs. So I would say that. La 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 la. Yes, Oreo is correct. Crybaby with Johnny Depp would definitely, all the John Waters movies would definitely be great examples of camp. What do you think about the manosphere? I feel like hopefully it's dead now. Hopefully that whole red pill nonsense is dead. And I say that not for the sake of women, but for the sake of men, because I feel like it really did nothing positive for men. It just sent a bunch of men into incel asylums and really made it so that their minds are now in a place where they're not able to court women. They're really in a difficult place. They'll have to unlearn a lot of the rhetoric and nonsense that movement put into their heads in order to be able to function well in society and have lives that they themselves are satisfied with. Oh, really? You think so? Drops of Jupiter? Well, where's my like button press? And more importantly, where's my super chat? Okay, the super chats have been dry. Cackett spoiled me last night. Cackett and Mr. Neal spoiled me last night, so we need to get the super chats up. We had one person come in and do the right thing and super chat immediately, but let's go. What happens if I send? Well, let's find out, monkey boy. I think I've seen you in here before saying what happens. I would definitely stand up and give you a cute little 360 and a little shimmy, monkey boy. Let's see it. How do you decide what the theme of the conversations will be? It's completely random, Sophia. It really, sometimes I'll have a plan. Sometimes it's based on trending topics. So I'll look, and if I see stories that are very popular or very much trending, and I want to talk about them myself, then I'll bring it up in the stream. Especially if it's a news story like a political event or someone very famous passing, things like that. So certain things are things that are trending, and I look at trending sites to see what's like relevant in the culture. Sometimes it's based on like inspiration from my own life, and I can weave it into like a mindset topic. Like last night was all about positivity because it was really mirroring what I was experiencing in my life. Other times it's just completely random. I'll just get a moment of inspiration. I basically have notes where I jot down all different types of ideas, and I usually choose from that. And sometimes it's not based on my list of things I've recorded. It's just spontaneous. Tonight was spontaneous because I was realizing I never really gotten into talking about the American Gigalo movie. And I was thinking, well, you know what? Let me go. I don't want to do a whole stream about that one movie. Let me just talk about kitschy, campy, fun movies. Also, because it's Saturday night, I try and do lighter topics or super upbeat, positive topics on the weekend and save heavier things, heavier discussions for the week. Like I did a stream on conspiracy theories, or I'll do streams on subjects that are a little like tougher to go into or a little more meaty during the week. Who is my celebrity crush? I don't really have one. Like for me, the fact that someone is a celebrity makes them less appealing as far as men go. I feel like men pedestalize women, so a woman being famous makes a man want her more. But for me as a woman, a man being famous makes me want him less, if that makes sense. Like I don't want a man who's like pedestalized because of his fame. I could go into why, but yeah. Oh, Monkey Boy is not going to send anything. He's just talk. He's all talk. The candle behind me. All right, well, Oreo, I would love, okay, I will tell you about the candle, But anything about appearance related, you're gonna have super chat. Even if it's 99 cents, we gotta stimulate that algorithm. Any kind of other dictate, but I will tell you about the candle. This one smells like mango and peach nectar. Mmm, really good. Peach nectar. And then what was your other question? Oh, I will put the glasses on. I'll put the glasses on for a super chat. I gotta incentivize y'all. You already came correct, Oreo. So somebody else, if anyone else wants to see the nerdier me, I'm gonna need your super chat. I disagree. I think the men's sphere is on the rise. I certainly hope not, Red Venom. I feel like it peaked. I feel like because the people who were the leaders of it have all been taken down. There was that Tate guy, and he's like facing all kinds of, he's facing incarceration. And then there was another like black guy who was doing that same type of routine for the melanated brothers, and he died. And he died in a way that contradicted his whole platform that he was on. So I feel like the two of the main leaders of that movement had epic falls. So I don't know. What is myth? How do you know my tummy is flat, Frank? What are you basing that on? What video told you it was flat? Did you see I was guessing you saw me in the sauna, but your name is not green, Frank. So you didn't even see the sauna footage. And Frank, why is your name not green? Let's talk about that. Right, that guy, Oreo. He passed away. And then the other red pill guy is facing, incarceration for, trafficking women. So the two leaders of the movement crashed and burned. So I don't really know how the movement is still so, on the rise. I think it's the opposite. I hope it's the opposite, because I don't think it did anything positive for anyone. I've heard of that podcast, Red Venom, and I feel like, it's an unfortunate thing. They just invite women on, and then they pay them. They pay women to come on so that they can be abusive towards them. And there's so many men that are frustrated because they can't get the women that they want. So they want to watch women be humiliated or denigrated as some sort of revenge. In actuality, it's misdirected. Those men should really be focused on bettering themselves so that they could actually garner the attention and favor of the women that they want. But instead, they've decided to go for a revenge plot, and be misogynistic. So that's just a sad situation. Frank made it green. Wait, he did? Wait, what? If he becomes green, then I would get an announcement. Oh yeah, you're telling him, yes, Frank, turn green. And but if you didn't see the sauna content, what's making you think my stomach's flat? It takes a cup of coffee, Frank. Obey. Hey, Obey. No, I think we can all have. Here's the thing: your expectations may never be met. But you can hold whatever standard you want for yourself. Maybe you'll get it or maybe you won't. But I see nothing wrong with wanting the absolute best for oneself. Why not? If a woman has a standard that no one can meet, okay, then no one meets it and she just enjoys her solo life. But maybe someone can meet it and maybe someone will, but she'll never find out unless she holds that standard for herself. So I have no problem with anyone holding any standard they want for themselves, male or female. Why be realistic? You only live once. Why would you want that? Hey, one and only. I started off this stream and went fairly in depth talking about kitschy classic fun movies. And now we're just kind of doing an open dialogue. Yeah, but realism, I don't think it was realistic. I think he wanted women to settle. And he very much tried to put the onus on women to accept men who are not ready to be in relationships. He wanted women to accept men who are unemployed. He encouraged Black women to accept men who are unemployed, who have been formerly incarcerated, he was encouraging Black women to settle. And that is always a mistake, because if a man doesn't have himself in a position of, success and prominence, he's going to be a miserable man to be with. And he wanted to encourage Black women to build. And that is something women should never be doing. Men should get themselves together, build themselves up to where they feel they want to be, and then begin to pursue women. So what that gentleman did was very, very disruptive, disturbing, and set, set women back. Any women who listened to him did not do well. And also, there were a lot of allegations against him about, him having some really concerning behaviors toward women. So I don't think he was a positive example for anyone. Taxi. Well, that's a really weird movie. And it sort of blurs this line because it is art. That movie is art. However, there's a lot of questions to be asked about where is the line in the name of art, what should be condoned. And that movie's controversial because it had an actress, Jodie Foster, playing a prostitute, and she was, I think, 14 years old or 12 years old. I forget which one, maybe even 12, maybe 12. And that actually does go on in our society. So on the one hand, it's a fair depiction because that happens in our society. Our society is very sick and all kinds of things like that go on. And that movie portrayed it. But the question is it okay to allow a young woman who's an actor to assume that role in that position? Is that, is it right that society condone that? And many people question it. And I don't know what the answer to that is. But was art created from that situation? Yes. All right, I'm just scrolling. There's so many things here. Liam, if you want me to believe you, send me a super chat. Send me a super chat or a cash app, because right now you're just talking. If you're a really generous provider type dude, Liam, let's see the super chat or cash app. Because the gentlemen that are legit, they announce their arrival with a cash app or a super chat. So let's see it, Liam. I'll never believe a word that isn't accompanied by a gift. My cash app is right there. Let me drop it again for you, boo. I will drop it for you right now. Let's see it. I believe nothing until a cash app or wire transfer comes through. So let me get that cash app for Mr. Liam. Here you go. I'm gonna drop that right on into the stream for you, sir. Let's just see it. Wait, let me just scroll up and see it. Okay. Boom. Oh, Brian's on it. And it's pinned to the top. Is it not pinned? It's pinned to the top of the chat, the very top, but there it is again. And I get an alert when I get one. So I will know, Liam, if you were for realsies. Yes, Sophia's telling you, if you want my attention, Cash App or PayPal, do it right now, and you'll have my attention. Let's see. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, you guys were asking me about those red pill leaders, those crazy red pill leaders. What are you saying damn for, one and only? I hope, can I get a like button pressed to go along with the damn? You guys are funny. It always comes back to men and women, doesn't it? Everything does. 16 more, what happens then, Garth? At 16 more, we'll be at, what, 45? What happens at 45? We need 50. You need 21 more. At 50, I do a 360 whenever the likes get to 50. I do a 360. I stand and do a 360. And if someone wants to, see me in this glasses look, and you really should help out one of the other providers who Oreo already provided, and he wanted to see me in glasses, and I felt terrible denying him because he's already provided. So if some other provider would step up with a cute little cash app, I would give you the whole glasses look too. Yeah. When you say dualistic plane of existence, Sophia, what do you mean? I mean, I think I know what you mean, but I'm curious about your take. I get it, Frank. Yeah, I mean, you can never go wrong talking about men and women because I feel like it's infinitely interesting because we have a very complex dance that we're always doing with each other and no one really has it figured out. So there's that. Brielle, yeah, I think, who was it? One of them, Judson or Joshua, came by at the end of last week and they were shocked at how much, or was it the beginning of this, at the beginning of this week, one of them came in and they were shocked. They couldn't believe the turnaround with the numbers. They hadn't been watching. So I was like, guys, go start watching. And they were like, oh my God. Also, this is a perfect time for me to tell anyone who watches any of my videos on the playback, if you're watching a live stream and it's, within the first week of its life, please, when you're watching it on the playback and not live, hit the like button, but also hit the new YouTube hype button, the HYPE button. Hit that. What do you mean? Garth hype. Yes, that exactly. It's called the hype button and it lets you basically give momentum to any video so that it gets wider viewership. Wait, dropped you a message. Okay, cool. Thank you, Michael Neal. I will check it out. I will you okay, I will go check all my DMs because of you, sir. Oh, okay, Sophia, I get it. But that's okay, well that explains why you feel so comfortable being in the stream with lots of guys. And there's nothing wrong with that energy. You have your conqueror energy. CJ, well, if you feel that way, CJ, then get into my private videos. Become a member. Become a member for $4.99 and you can see some of my private content here on YouTube. You can see the secret menu of members only videos. Ooh. Or for $9.99 you can see them all. But for $4.99 you can see a good amount. You can see a good amount. You can have yourself a good old time, CJ. Don't let the price of a cup of coffee stop you from enjoying yourself, CJ. Oh yeah, I knew Liam wasn't real. When a dude is real, when he's really about that life and he's really about the generosity and giving you money, they don't ask questions. They just they go into your DMs or they go into your channel homepage, they find the donation gateway and they just give. Or they just come into the super chat and they're like, bam, take that, lady. So when they start asking these questions, they're trying to like get you into a dialogue without giving. The ones who really want to give, they just give. They don't ask any questions. Because if you really want to give, you'll find the proper payment gateway. I make them very available. Oh, really, Travis? Well, then become a member of my channel. Travis, I have so much for you if that's what you're looking for. You should become a channel member for $4.99, and then you can see a lot of my exclusive content here on YouTube. It's very much for the male gaze. It's all about you quenching your thirst. Or for $9.99, you can see everything. You can see all of my exclusive content. Now, I must warn you, it's not nude or lewd. However, it's very sexy in a playful, wholesome way. It's thong bikini beach content. I'm working out. I'm talking about fitness. I'm hanging out in the sauna, and we could be doing that together, sir. So get into it. Become a member. Push that little $sign on the bottom of the chat, and then hit memberships and learn all about it. Or if you're on your laptop, you can go to my channel homepage and just hit join and take the fast track. I will also drop a link. It is not lewd, John Allen. To the dismay of many, it is not lewd. It's really wholesome and fun. Like, it's nothing I don't wear on a public beach. It's just something about having it being on video and being like very intimate in the discussion makes it seem, more titillating. But it's just a thong bikini. And that's my comfort level. And I don't feel comfortable going below that. And I think that's plenty of skin. And also I take a different approach to it. Like, I work to keep myself healthy and very fit. So I'm showing my physique and I'm showing, how I get fit and talking about fitness. So it's all in that context. But you guys, you will use it the way you will use it. And it doesn't require much imagination, although it does require some imagination. And I think that's good. I think that's a good place for us to be with it. I think it should be, provocative and stimulating, but retain some mystery. For me, I think Webster's defines it best because there's a certain vulgarity that comes into play when something is lewd. It's when you take it to a sexual extreme that is graphic and I think vulgar. So lewd is defined as preoccupied with sex and sexual desire, obscene and indecent. Obscene and indecent. It's not obscene and it's not indecent. It's wholesome. It's about healthy, fit, feminine beauty. And I don't think there's anything wrong with skin or the female body, but I don't think a woman should ever take it to a place where like all the goods are on display. I mean, you know what? Let me not judge. This woman shouldn't do that. I shouldn't judge other people for doing what they need to do in this capitalist society that will literally leave you out on the street starving to death and no one will care. So some women do what they need to do to survive, and that's fine. And some women see nothing wrong with fully exploiting their sexuality to that degree in order to meet their goals. It's not for me to judge them. I just know what's right for me. That sort of thing isn't right for me. For me, that would be going over into what I would call lewdness, and that doesn't work for me. I'm not judging anyone else. For me, a thong bikini is as far as I'm willing to take it, because that's as far as I'm willing to take it on a public beach. And I do on public beaches. And when I go to a public beach in that, I will get mercilessly ogled and people will try and approach and do all kinds of things. And I get no remuneration for it. Whereas I might as well be getting, if I'm going to be ogled, then I'd like to have some recomp. I'd like to get some recomp. So here on YouTube, it's playful, fun, healthy sexuality. And I get compensated. And it's much more than that. I mean, most people who come to the channel, this is the stop sign that gets people here. The memberships are another stop sign that gets people here. But there's a lot more going on. There are real intellectual conversations to be had. There's a real sense of community to be had. There's people from 70 different countries all vibing and hanging out. There's people of all different ages and all different demographics coming together. So there's a lot that's really great about being here. But if you're here for, you know, certain reasons, you can also be quite satisfied with the videos in that way. Put it this way, no one, no male, no Y chromosome haver who's become a member has ever regretted it. Quite the contrary. They're always raving. La 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 la. Okay, Mr. Schaffman, thank you. Dedrick Macklin. Okay, thank you. I just got a cash app. Whoop whoop. I don't know whose screen name that is. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said the name. Hopefully the name I said was one he's comfortable, but I like to give credit when I get cash apps. Thank you for the cash app. I appreciate it. I love getting cash apps. They're so fun. Maybe that was a test cash app. You never know. I have Meghan Markle energy. You think so, John Allen? Interesting. Now, I think it's interesting because you said I have her energy, which I like, because I do. Obviously, we don't physically resemble each other. I wonder about what it is about her energetically. Well, since she was briefly a princess, I'll take it. Since she became part of the royal family, I'll take it. She seems very sharp. Like she's very charismatic woman. So for me, that's a compliment. Although she is so hated, she's one of the most hated people online ever. I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, racial ignorance, but she is very charismatic. Whenever I've seen her interviewed, I've always been impressed by how well-spoken and sharp she was. Like, she seems very intelligent. So thank you. Have I been on any podcasts? Not yet, but I want 2026 to be a year of collaboration. But in order for me to get collaboration, I have to establish my own channel. And my own channel this channel is just coming into its own. I'm just starting to do good numbers where another successful YouTuber would actually consider wanting me on. My channel isn't in a position yet where I felt like I could reach out to anyone and say, hey, well, would you have me on, or would you want to collaborate with me? I feel like I need to build an impressive platform of my own before I should have the audacity to ask someone else to collab. La la la. Oh, I'm just reaching to get a power cord. I'm glad you enjoy it, Garth. I love it. I think so too. I think she's very, like, extremely lovely. Wait, I'm just plugging this in. Yeah, okay. Did that plug in? Is that working? Is this charging? Yes, it's charging. Okay. Yes, John Allen, I do, very much so. I was thinking, okay, what if I change the channel? Should I change it to like my channel name to from Community Brandon to Community Brandon Media, or Community Brandon TV, or Community Brandon Show? What do you think? Or just leave my channel name as is? Where's my consultant, Frank? Frank, what do you think, branding wise, about changing the channel name at some point to Community Brandon Show, or Community Brandon Media, or Community Brandon TV? What do you think? I wonder what you think. Go to for clout. See, that's the thing, Red Venom. So many people have told me to go to that podcast, but they're just so abusive. If you agree to go on that podcast, you may, you will obviously get exposure, and that's why so many women do it. However, they will rip you apart. Like, all it's about is trying to tear the woman down. Like, I've never seen their show. I've seen clips of it, like very brief clips, but I have a real aversion to it because it's so misogynistic, and it's just like women allowing themselves to be, judged in the most superficial ways and judged harshly and insulted with no recourse, because it's their platform and they can, be as brutal as they want, and they can edit things however they want. So they get to shape the overall effect because they're in charge of the editing. So I think it's not worth having them on, or not worth being on their show, because yes, you get exposure, but you're being exposed to the kind of men that want to see a woman be torn down. And that's not the kind of men I want to be exposed to. Whatever. I'm not familiar with the Whatever podcast. I would have to take a look at that and see what it's like. Okay, Frank says leave the name. Okay, all right, I'll leave it for now. I go back and forth, but I will leave it. If I knew you use what name, John Allen? I don't know. Just K Brand? I don't know. That seems weird. I don't know. Let's see. It has more views than the friend. Oh, it has more views. I'm not familiar with it. I would have to look into it. It's more of a debate. But yeah, I would love to go on, but I don't know if they would want to have me on. Why doesn't, okay, here's what I need. Someone find a clip for my channel that you think is good and submit it. I'm gonna start making a bunch of shorts so that my show gets more eyes on it, because I think because the live streams are long, like they're an hour, hour and a half, or 2 hours, most of them are an hour though, people can't really commit to that. What I find is people will watch my shorts though. So I'm going to create a lot more clips from the streams and put those out and see what comes from that. And also those are much more shareable. So once I start having those clips, you could share it. People can share and say, hey, you guys should have her on your show, or someone should have her on. And I'm hoping that will happen, like maybe organically. If my shorts start to get traction, then I will be invited. But that's beyond my goal for 2025. My goals for 2025 have actually almost fully been achieved, because I wanted to monetize the channel. I did that a couple months ago. I wanted to have merch and have a great merch shop. I have an amazing merch shop with really cool merch. My merch is fashion. It's cool clothes. They're chick magnet clothes for guys and like fun fashion for girls. So check that out. And I wanted to have a stream with channel members and a names full of green and get super chats and cash apps and PayPals. All of that's happening. And I wanted to have a Discord, and that's about to happen too. So all of the goals for the channel have happened. And for 2026, the goal for the channel is definitely collaboration and being featured and working with other YouTubers. So that we're on track. We're on track. Okay, good night, Brielle. Thank you for being here. See you soon. Let's see, I guess I'll go to the 90-minute mark, so another 16 minutes. What is Frank saying? To get into pockets, you need to be more consistent and clear, maybe controversial philosophy or viewpoint. Okay, I get you. Well, I'm gonna do, I've actually been controversial, but I need to put out controversial shorts, and I think that might do it. Oh, okay, let me give you the link for the merch shop. The merch shop is really cool. It has, hoodies and t-shirts and mugs. I'm gonna start wearing the merch on the stream and doing some shorts for the merch. But the merch is dope. Let me find the merch shop link and I will drop that for you. Visit the merch shop. Do do do. Let me drop that into the stream. All right, let me do this. That's the merch shop. It's just my name, Kamina Brandon, merch.shop. You love the workout video? Oh, good. Thank you, John Allen. Appreciate you. It's dainty. It's a little one. Yeah, I'm gonna do much more fitness content. I'm gonna do a lot more videos, but videos, because of the editing, they take so long. So I knew that I could be consistent about streaming. So that's what I focused on. But now that I feel like the channel has good momentum, I will definitely get back to shooting video content. Yes, merch shop is different than stand store, Frank. The merch shop are apparel and accessories that are all about the stream, my stream team, and it's all branded goods for the stream team. So there's a sweatshirt, there's a hat, there's a mug, there's a water bottle. It's all a shop dedicated to fans of the stream and merchandise for them, as opposed to the stand store. The stand store is where you can, you know, basically have a one-on-one contact with me. So on the stand store, you can book a private call with me, either an audio call or a video call. On the stand store, you can order a private custom video. You can order a private custom audio. So the stand store is really a place where you can get custom content or one-on-one time with me via the stand store. Thank you, Prince. Oh, you don't know about the stand store? Here you go. Let me get you the stand store link, Sophia. Sophia, the stand store is like if you wanted to book an audio call with me, or you wanted to book a Zoom call with me, or you wanted to order an audio of me doing a custom ASMR for you, or you wanted a video of me doing a custom ASMR for you, you would book that on the stand store. And the stand store, you know, has my live calendar with my availability. You can just go in there and book time with me, or you can order goods for me. Yes, bad policy, but that's because I've been live streaming for like about 320 days in a row. So most of that content are live streams. I've live streamed every night for over 300 nights in a row because my plan was to live stream for 365 days in a row, and I'm well on my way. At the end of October, like by November of this year, I will have live streamed every day for a year. Woo! So that's why there's so much. You're looking at, most of it is comprised of live streams. And let me drop the stand store link into the chat. Because if Miss Sophia wants to order some merchandise or, you know, book some time with me, she would do it on my stand store. And anyone can book a coaching call with me or a private call with me if you just want to chat. So there it is. That's the stand store. That's how you get that one-on-one time. Thank you, Bad Policy. Okay, good. I would love to get the one-on-one, Sophia. Let's do it whenever you want. We can do a phone call or a Zoom, whatever you want. You love my ring? Oh, which one? This one? I guess it's this one because it's kind of big. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so we got just over 11 minutes left. Is it pink? No, it's a gold. It's gold ring. It's a gold ring. Well, thank you, Breakpoint. I hope you gave the lips a like button press. The necklace. Oh, it's a coin. It is a Italian coin that has the goddess Minerva on it, and she is the goddess of war. Woo, woman power. Yes, because I feel like I'm at war. This society makes you feel like you're in a war. You have to have your own back. You can't trust anyone. It's a very warlike culture we've created here. So yeah, I have the goddess Minerva. reminding me, and I feel like it's an amulet of protection as well. So protecting me, but also reminding me that I have to be a warrior. I have to be a woman warrior. La 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 la. Yeah, I got you, Yasuk. Definitely. 24 karat all the way. Oh yeah, it's 24 karat gold, Yasuk. Single, single and no children, single and free. Why men should be providers without the requirement of female monogamy. How is that for a unique perspective? Oh my God, Frank, that will get everyone in here. Me just even saying that, I feel like if I said that three times in a row on my stream live and clicked my heels, 1,000 men would come in to bark me down. Hey, Ford Crown Vic. What's up, Riley? Riley was in my either second or third ever live stream, and it was just the two of us. Riley is my old school homie. He was in, I think it was my second, but it may have been my third ever live stream, and it was just he and I, and it was a half-hour long, and he was the only attendee, and he still comes back. He is my most loyal homie, scromy of live streaming. Psh, high five, Riley. I go on dates. I went on one, the last one I went on was in June, but it wasn't very magical or memorable, and there wasn't a second date. Not because, I mean, I probably might have gone on a second one, but he went back. We basically had dinner before he had to leave Florida, and he went back to the city where he's based. But I consider going on dates if the person is compelling, but I'm not looking for it. I'm very happy and content on my own. But if someone compelling tries to court or pursue, I will consider it. Thank you, Breakpoint. I've never used a dating app. I've never been on a dating app. I've never used a dating app. I have no interest. The only people I've ever gone out with are people that we've had either acquaintances in common or we've met out in real life at like some event. I did a live stream called sharing our worst date ever stories. I may have to do like a volume 2 on that because the numbers have gotten so big and attendance are bigger here in the stream. And I do think that's a topic worth going into further because that was a fun one. But my worst date story ever was a date I went on with a guy who I think he was not over his ex. Okay. So the entire date was him talking about her, like from the moment we sat down. Like my order was reminiscent of her order. And then I had to hear what her order would have been. Sophia! I love me some Sophia. Okay, Sophia. Because of Sophia, we get both the fit check and the glasses. Okay, so fit check. Sophia is the sugar mama of this stream. She keeps she just keeps blessing the men folk. She keeps showing you guys how it's done. Sophia. So Sophia got you the fit check and she got you, she got you the, my nerdy look, my deep in thought look. All right. Sophia means wisdom. I love that. Even better. Woo, woo. No, I love me some Sophia. Yes. What a blessing. Lady, you are a blessing. So yeah, that was my worst date ever. And it doesn't sound that bad, but when I say he kept talking about his ex, you understand. He took it to like a place where by the end of the date, it was like I was his therapist. Now, luckily, he took me to a fabulous, delicious restaurant. So I was just eating wonderful, beautiful food while he just talked about his ex. Like there was no, at some point we dropped the pretense of him being on a date and trying to court me. And I was just like in some kind of therapy session with him as he talked about his ex. That's the worst date I ever had. Okay. And it really wasn't that bad. Like if you want to think of it as a date, it was horrible. But as just like an experience, it actually wasn't a bad experience. Like I had great food and like in a beautiful location, but I was not being like catered to as like a woman he was courting. He was just literally like trauma dumping on me about his ex. Let's see. Exactly. He just needed someone to talk to, but which is fine. he should have just booked a coaching call, honestly, because the date part of it was ridiculous. Like, I wouldn't mind, but I did take the time to like be all cute and show up, and I thought that's what the context we were in, but really it wasn't that. It was more like he just, something about my energy, he knew I would be an empathetic listener, and he just wanted my time in my ear. So, I mean, he fed me well, and it was a very lovely evening, aside from the fact that it just wasn't what it was set up as. He should have just come correct and said, I'm lonely. I just want someone to talk to about my ex. Will you come out with me? I'll take you to a fabulous restaurant and we'll eat gorgeous food, but I just need someone to talk to about this. And I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. It really was. I was like, dude, you could have just booked a coaching call. Like, you could have just booked some time on my calendar. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten to eat the food per se. I mean, it was a fun experience, but I just wish he had just framed it properly for what it was, and we could have had like a buddies, like fist bumping kind of experience instead of me like getting all cute thinking I was going on a date. That's not what it was. Okay. Wait, let me go back and see what Sophia was saying. Healing others is a blessing. It is. Like, I like that. Right. Exactly, Sophia. When did that happen? That was last year. Like last year in the spring, last spring. Should be your look? I don't think so. I feel like I look younger and also like less polished with the curly and the glasses. So for me, the look is dictated not so much by what I think is the most aesthetically pleasing, but by what gives me the most power in the society. Because that's how I think you should choose your look. Like, you need to be strategic. And in this society, this is a look that gets me a much better treatment in society. So I'm gonna go with it. Now, if I move to another culture, another part of the world, I will change my look to garner the best treatment in that part of the world. Like, I'm not attached to my physicality in that way. Some people are very attached to things like their hairstyle or their hair color or what their wardrobe. I'm not. I see them as it's all a charade, it's all drag, it's all just like, all very malleable, and none of it is actually, in any way capturing the essence of who I am. So I'm willing to alter any of that to get the results I'm looking for. I never say laughing now, only because people can like extrapolate and get other data points that could be used in nefarious ways. So I never say what my sign is. Why would I do that? Eye for an eye. I mean, eye for an eye, what I would tell you is this. You can book a 5-minute, or you can order a 5-minute recording of me. You can do a custom audio. So what you're asking for would be what I would call a custom audio request, and they're very reasonable. I have them on my stand store for a very, very reasonable price. So let me drop that link for you, and you can order a custom audio of me. You can put whatever part of the, your theology book that you want me to read. You can say, read this verse, this chapter, whatever, for 5 minutes, and I will do it, and you can order it, and you will have it, and it'll be yours. Okay, so let me give you that link. But I don't put theology in my stream because I don't want to favor any one deity over another. I just don't, because I'd have to give equal time. Because there are Muslim people who come here. There are Buddhist people who come here. There are, Jewish people who come here. So I'm not gonna favor any one form of worship. But if you'd like me to read from your biblical, text, or from your religion's chosen sacred text, I'll do that. And you can go right ahead and order it. Sir? No, I have not, John Allen. No, I have not. And that phrase, that flown out phrase, has a lot of, connotations. But I've never been, no, I haven't. Would I be willing to visit someone there if they would like to cover all expenses and give me a generous per diem that covered, lost wages and fun? Perhaps. Me having a good time, but it's never occurred so far. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, when someone asks you that question, they're asking you a different question, right? No, I have not. But you know, this is, I'm not gonna be precious or like above it. Maybe I would. I don't know. Like if I don't know if House of Sound wants me to come have tea. I mean, maybe I would. What do you do for a living? Many things, Kevin. I mean, hopefully I'll be live streaming from hammocks all over the world. That's the occupation I have planned. Can you help me out with that, Kevin? But in the meantime, I work in financial services. I also work in hospitality. I'm a YouTuber, and there's several you know, businesses that have sprung up around that, including my merch shop and my stand store. And I sell items on Amazon. Put my name into the Amazon search bar, and the meditation journal that I created will come up, and that meditation journal was designed to work in conjunction with the guided meditations on my YouTube channel. So I have a lot going on, both in terms of entrepreneurial work and in terms of working as a consultant and working in financial services. Not a star at all. It's really not a book, it's a journal. So really, it's a collaboration between me and whoever purchases it and decides to write on it. It's me giving you all kinds of prompts to journal and to help you in your you know, your 6-week transformation that you're going to use meditation as a tool for. And I highly recommend it. It's a great gift, and it's a great thing to do for yourself. If you need to like kickstart some change or transformation in your life, I would say get my journal off of Amazon and then use it in conjunction with my guided meditation videos. And at the end of the 6 weeks, you will be in a very different place. La, 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 la. So I've got, or I like ending on even numbers, so I'll do 4 more minutes. Yeah, an entrepreneur, but also still very much, I'm an employee and an entrepreneur at the same time. Okay, we gotta cover all our bases. This economy is asking the most of me, the most. La, 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 la. Last night was so epic that I feel like there's like it's like a come down. Like I'm still in recovery. And I want to talk to Cat Kid. I hope Cat is not somewhere having a hangover. I hope he feels good about how much he gave, because I feel good about it. I feel like we bond. It was a bond last night. Like he didn't just give to the channel. Ooh, all those threes. He didn't just give to the channel. He created a lifetime memory for me. And he, I don't know, what he did was very transformational. Transformational for me. It was a big deal. Yeah, I do work a lot, but I don't feel like I have a choice. Like I feel like you just do what you have to do. Like you do what you feel compelled to absolutely do. And I feel a real sense of urgency. Like I feel like, see, this is me getting heavy. This might be something I talk about in next week's stream, but I really feel like this country, and not just this country, but most of Western civilization is at a tipping point. And I feel like a great change is going to be upon us. And I want to be ready for when that change comes. And so I'm very much working with what I feel like is, you know, a sense of urgency, because I feel like a lot of trouble is ahead. A lot of very disastrous changes ahead. And I'm trying to do all I can to put myself in the position to be able to weather the storm that's coming. You've been bonded with a baddie last night. Been on a generational run. Proud of you. When you say generational run, what does that mean? You told her you're a beauty digger. I hope she countered by letting you know that she's a, you know, she's an abundance digger. I hope she countered by letting you know you need to be providing. If you want beauty, beauty costs, okay? Beauty costs. Oh, really? Okay. Well, John, oh wait, let's see. Okay, Jeremy. Well, if you want to dig some beauty here, get to providing. David Jones. What's up, David Jones? 47. Ooh, 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 ooh. This has been a great night. I feel like this is like the cigarette after last night's intercourse with abundance. High maintenance. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? What would low maintenance mean? Low maintenance would mean that every random person would feel like you're accessible. No thanks. No thanks. Hey, what's up, YNB? YMB, why isn't your name green? If you're gonna be calling me babe, YMB, if we're gonna be on, terms of endearment level with each other, your name should be green. Cackett will be back after he, finishes his hangover and comes back. And I can't wait for him to come back because I want to make him feel as magical as he made me feel. Like what he did was so beautiful and so generous. So I was hoping he'd be here so I could let him know. Yeah, no, low maintenance is, a woman can't afford to be low maintenance. If you're low maintenance, you're gonna attract low effort. Low maintenance means you attract low effort men. And I need you to make your best effort, not a low effort. I need your best effort. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, I like the idea of 100 minutes, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna hit that 100-minute mark. So we're about just under 5 minutes from there. Yes. Are you going to disclose the record-breaking amount? Of course not. Of course not. Also, it was hard to have to calculate because there was membership revenue, there was the super chats, and then there was Cash App as well. So it was rocking on all cylinders last night. A portent of things to come. I think 2026 is going to have many nights like that. I'm speaking it into existence. Ah, that's so funny. You did? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I thought he would email me today. I should email him. I'm going to have to email him because he was so generous. I have to email him, send him an email and tell him I hope he isn't like having a hangover or regretting. Yeah, I mean, I'm tracking it, but it's, I don't really have to work hard to track it because YouTube tracks it. But YouTube isn't obviously tracking the Cash Apps or the PayPals. But just based on YouTube analytics, it's record setting. I've had, bigger Cash App or PayPal nights, but for YouTube, it's the biggest single one night generated for YouTube. Oh, I had the Thai curry, the red curry. He sent me money for Thai curry and for margaritas, but I didn't get a margarita because I'm not really a drinker. I don't really drink, but I did have the Thai food and it was delicious. And I've got to go to his blog, so tomorrow I will be talking about the blog. Well, don't say it. Don't say it, Frank. And Frank, you just need to be figuring out how you're gonna top it. Let's see how long it takes Frank to top it. Because just remember, Kaki came in here and I had to cajole him into becoming a channel member. And then I had to elbow him into his first super chat, which was for $1.99. And look where we are now. You're next, Frank. You're my target. You're next. Get that name green. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. How long would it take for Frank? I'll come after you right after Frank, John. Especially since you're in here talking about how you're a beauty digger, right? Are you the one who was saying you're a beauty digger? Oh no, that was Jeremy Jones. Okay. No, that's how he started. But last night, he dropped so much. He came correct last night. He was like the ultra provider last night. I think he's the single biggest one night YouTube contributor for sure. Yes, Frank, membership. Only $4.99, Frank. Come on. I need your name green, sir. So funny. Also, I need your name green so I can also invite you to the Discord. Get that name green. And anyone who is a channel member, please send me your email address so I can invite you to the Discord. I don't really know, I don't know. What are you talking about, Game Bread? Who's missionary voice? SOF, as in Frank. Right? I need to figure out. Frank, don't be looking for the gifting. Don't be looking for Sophia to be your sugar mama. You get that cup of coffee price right on out of your own wallet, sir. Dust off those wallet cobwebs and get on in. And on that note, anyone who's watching this on the playback, make sure you hit the like button and you hit the hype button, HYPE. Look for it. Scroll to the right and find it. And on that note, I'm going to peace out, guys. I will be back tomorrow. We just hit the 100-minute mark, so I'm going to peace out. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Good night, stream team. Thank you.